Hi crafty friends, I'm Brandy Barnard from brandystamps.com and you have found the Great American Stampin Show. That's right, this is the show where 4 stampers go head to head. We, me and my 3 competitors, all use the exact same stamp set, create a project, and create a video for you to check out. You have to choose the winner by picking the one you like best. This is my video, so if you love the project I made, just click like. And you can find the links to my 3 competitors' videos in the description of my video. So be sure to watch theirs too. Click like if you love it, and let us know who our round 12 winner should be. This time we are featuring the Sparkling Snowflakes stamp set. I love it so much, can't wait to show you what I've made. And before we get to that, I want to tell you about our 12 weeks of Christmas card tutorials we've been sending out. These are all different Christmas ideas, and we are sending these out every Tuesday. So make sure you're on my email list. The link is right in my description of my video. Click there to get your name on there, and you can still receive all the remaining tutorials. We also have huge news. The Great American Stampin Show is hitting the high seas. We are going on a cruise to Alaska in June 2024. You can craft and sail and enjoy and live the high life with us. We are so excited to have you and host lots of fun classes. The link to get all the details and sign up for that cruise is also in my description. Now, let's get going with Sparkling Snowflakes. The stamp set looks like this, a 10-piece stamp set with these solid and detailed snowflakes, plus several cool winter greetings that go really well with it. And it's just really a pretty set. I can't wait to see what everybody did with this. The first thing I thought of was black cardstock because I love the drama of black on a pretty Christmas card. I'm going to emboss on this. So the first thing I want to do is bring my embossing buddy over here. Just give it a little coating. It kind of lets out a little bit of a powder on there, but that's going to help reduce the static on this project so that I can catch the detail on this beautiful snowflake embossing that I'm going to do. So let's grab our Versamark ink pad. This is the best pad for embossing. I have several different snowflake stamps and I'm just going to alternate them. We'll start here near the bottom. I'm using both the solid and the detailed snowflakes, just kind of alternately, and I'm filling in this entire black space. And one more, let's see, I'll go to my big detailed one. Never be afraid to let some of your stamps hang right off the edge. You still get that beautiful edge of the image there up in this top corner. I'm going to do something unique and different with the embossing on this project. I want there to be gold and silver embossing just kind of swirled together. So let me show you how to accomplish that. I'm starting with my tray. This is from the Embossing Essentials set. And this is my silver powder. It wouldn't matter which one you started with. And I am going to carefully hold this piece steady while I pour just kind of a zigzag line here of embossing powder. Now, normally I would let it sweep across here, and I don't want that to happen this time because I don't want it to stick anywhere else. So I'll flip it fast and let all of the extra fall off. Now we are ready for our gold powder. So I've got my tray, it's all cleaned out, and I've got my gold powder, and I'll just let this go over the whole thing. I'm making sure, of course, to get the areas that don't already have silver on them. But the silver is already pretty well coated, and as long as I don't tap it super crazy hard, the silver is not going to fall off of there. And now the gold has just stuck to all of the remaining places. The next step is just to heat this up. I'm using my embossing heat tool, and I will hold it very steady right on the powder. And as it starts to melt, I will carefully move across the image. This is our beautiful two-tone embossing. Okay, so let's create a card base to put this on. I've got a piece of 4 1/4 by 11. I've already scored this, so I'll just go ahead and fold that over, use my bone folder to get the perfect crease, and come back to this side. This is a bit of the Tartan foil 12 by 12 specialty paper. This comes in 3 different colors, and it's got a kind of a shiny finish and a little bit of a foiling to it. And so I really loved the juxtaposition of the plaid design, which is very graphic, with the detailed prettiness of these snowflakes. So it's kind of like a fun mix and match. Okay, this one was 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. I just put it, I don't know, about 1/2 inch or more down from the top. I centered it on the 2 sides. And now I'm going to add this strip centered over here. So right where it's going to touch the tartan foil, I'll just use some of my Seal Plus. But on these corners where it needs to come down onto my thick, basic white card base, I will use some mini glue dots to do that, and then it'll hold the corners really well. This piece that I embossed on was 2 1/2 by 5 1/2, so it's going to go all the way to the edges of the card, something I don't always do, but when I do, then I know I want to use my mini glue dots to have it attach really, really well. I'll bring my tissue over to this black, and I'm buffing it like this because that brings all of the extra powder from my embossing buddy off of there. So if your black is looking a little bit dull, you can buff that off to help lift the powder away so you don't have that unwanted chalkboard look to it. Now let's add a greeting. I've already cut this little piece of basic white. It's from the Labels Aglow dies, which I love. I think these are so pretty, such a delicate little edge to it. I'll grab my black ink. And I love the sentiments in the set, but this one I just grabbed a Merry Christmas, and this was from the Stars at Night set, which is also in the current mini catalog. I'll just tilt this up like kind of a script. And this punch is kind of a tag topper punch. So you can take a 2-inch piece of cardstock and slide it in here, and it will punch this really cool kind of negative and positive snowflake at the end. It's really, really easy. This width is already 2 inches. So if you cut your cardstock just at 2 inches, then slide it till it stops. Just punch it down, and that's what you get. So you could do some cute bookmarks, a little tag, a little greeting for the front of the card, whatever you want to do with that. I did something a little bit different. I cut a 2-inch strip of the more Dazzle paper. This is the stuff that is just so glittery and sparkly. This is amazing. It comes in the gold and the silver. And I punched both ends of this. And now I'm going to flip to the back so I can see it a little better. I'm going to snip the little half snowflake kind of right out of here. So I'll just line up with where it looks like there's almost an arrow on the end right there. Snip straight off, and it gives me that little kind of half snowflake piece. So I'll get that off of both sides. I'm going to use mini glue dots to attach these. I think this might be my favorite adhesive. I don't know. I love all of our great adhesives. We have something for everything. But I heard someone say recently that they never use mini glue dots, and I actually think I could not live without them. So I'm here to tell you, mini glue dots are awesome. They just hold so well, and they're so tiny. I'm picking it up right now with my paper piercer and nestling it just as deep down away from the good part of the snowflake as I can. Okay, and now I'm just going to take these little guys and add them behind the corner of my greeting here, just to give it a little extra bling. So it has kind of a snowflake peeking out from the edge here. So I'll make it show as much as it can. I'm making them even by looking to see I've just got a little peek through on the center biggest hole there on the edge of the tag. And now when I attach this to the front of the card, that will show super pretty on that tartan foil. So I'm just going to use some of our mini dimensionals to do that. I'll put a couple here on this edge. I'm using mini dimensionals because they don't pop it up quite as much as the regular dimensionals do. I feel like they're just a tiny bit more shallow. And I want this card to be very mailable. I love to send out lots of Christmas cards, and I want them to be able to go through the post very easily. Now, if there's any mess up or anything you want to cover up in your embossing or anything you want to make sure shows, you can put this tag as high or low as you want, according to how your project is. Now I want to add just a little bit of extra bling to this project, and I am reaching for the metallic enamel effects in silver. This comes in a set that has gold, silver, and copper, and I really had not used this very much until very, very recently. A friend of mine pointed it out to me, and I think it's really fun. So I'm just really lightly squeezing until I get just a little dot. I go straight up, and you can make larger and smaller dots with this. And then you're just gonna give it about 5 or 10 minutes to dry. It dries pretty quickly. So instead of placing any kind of gem here, I'm just making my own little silver dots. A few here right by my words. Bigger and a couple of littles. This is really fun. You could go nuts with it. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Maybe I'll put one more over here. And we will set this aside to dry. And that is my project this time, you guys. It is so simple but beautiful. I really love how this one turned out. As I was playing with this, I made a bunch of different versions of it. So let's check it out. I have got, this one is pretty much the same, only I gave it a gold foil background. And so that kind of brings out the gold of the embossing. Here's another one with gold foil, but you can see the embossed layer is bigger, and so you get more of that black just showing. This one doesn't have the little snowflake edges. They didn't show up quite as well unless the border was placed like this. So there are a couple of different things I played with here. And then I also played with using our gold gilded leafing. So these ones I embossed with our heat and stick powder, and then I put the gilded leafing on top, and it gives them this very cool, reflective, kind of imperfect type of a vibe here. And I've got one that is done with the larger piece and the smaller piece. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this card today and you learned a little something new. If you love my card, give it a like here on YouTube. Make sure to click subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I will see you back here soon. Thanks so much. Bye.